This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. So Bloodhall Priest is quite good. I mean, in Limited you often end up with no cards in your hand, around the time when you would play this anyway. And then, damaging things is pretty nice. It's also got Madness, which is really easy to trigger in the format. So it's quite good. We've also got some good mono-colored cards, though, like Galvanic Bombardment and Rabid Bite, Conduit of Storms, Dead Weight. All four of these are pretty good. The Conduit less so, but the 3 removal spells are quite good. The Captain's obviously sweet if you get a lot of zombies. Cathar's a nice card. Basically, it's a question of whether I want to take a rare that has a lower chance of me playing it, or Bombardment. And I kind of feel like the answer is Bombardment, especially because if we pick up our first one now, the others get progressively better. And this isn't that great if we just play it, like it's not that much better than Galvanic Bombardment, except I took Dead Weight in the end because I talked too long. Nice first pick. There are worse first picks, but that is not what I meant to do. All right, so we got Cryptolith Fragment, nice for adding mana. Transforms eventually, which is kind of cool. It's not amazing. I may just take another Dead Weight this time on purpose. I think I might take Dead Weight. I think that's where we go. Luckily, it was a card that I like. Not like a complete disaster of a card. We could take a third straight Dead Weight. Is that just how we should start things, given how that first pick went? There's also a Rabid Bite here. First take inventory. Hinterland Logger's not bad. Missing on that pick was hilarious. I should probably take, a creature. And I think the Logger's actually a really good 2-drop. Rabid Bite's pretty good, though, is my problem. Yeah, we did start with 2 removal spells, but I think I'll take Rabid Bite here, and we'll see what happens. I do like Accursed Witch a lot. She transforms and then drains your opponent a life every turn, which is sweet. Byway Courier is not bad, but we've already got 2 Dead Weights. I think we just go ahead and grab an Accursed Witch, too. So the rare was pretty good in our first pack, but it wasn't really that much better than Dead Weight. It was actually an accidental first pick, though, because I was going to take Galvanic Bombardment. So it was going to go in a different way, potentially. Maybe red will end up not being open at all, and we won't feel bad about it. But, yeah, we had the 4-mana 4/4 Vampire that does 2 when you're Hellbent, 2 to things when it enters and attacks. Okay, well, there's a Lightning Axe, which would be quite good to go with that card. I do think it's what we take. It's a great removal spell that also sets up Madness and Delirium and such. Yeah, I think it's just the best card in this pack. So, Lightning Axe it is. I'm trying to remember if this was uncommon last time or if they upshifted it. I almost feel like it was common last time, but that seems a little crazy. Seems a little crazy. Glad you're enjoying the Innistrad content, Galaxy. Okay, so we have another Hinterland Logger, which is pretty good, and I do think it's better. If we end up in black-green, the Crow is something we'd be interested in. Bloodbriar can be good in the right deck, too. There's also a Wretched Griff, which I love, but sort of feels like I'm just supposed to take the 2-drop here. It's a good one, transforms into something pretty scary. I like it more than Neonate. I don't really like it more than Wretched Griff, but given what we've picked so far, I do. Genius Scob is good. Ooh, this Skinner is a pretty good sign that green is fairly open, because this is a powerful, it's a 2-mana 1/1 that puts a counter on something, which is a card that you play. Like, we see that card all the time in Limited, and it's always playable. But this has the insane Delirium upside of doing that every... It's weird that it does it on your opponent's turn, but it does it on your opponent's turn every turn. There aren't very many cards that do it that way, but basically it becomes... I can't remember what it's called. Skymarch Aspirant, is that what I'm thinking of? One generic and one white for a 1/1 that puts a counter on stuff. That's the card I'm thinking of. I do like Geese's Bidding. Certain Death is playable, but we've got enough removal that I'm not that into it. So I think we just take a Geese's Bidding. We may end up not playing Lightning Axe here. We'll see. There's Rabid Bite. A Graph Mole made it back, and we're likely to end up with some clues. Maybe not a lot, but certainly some. Luminarch Aspirant, that's it. Do I want Graph Mole more than Rabid Bite number 2? I mean, probably not at this point. All right, we'll grab a Certain Death now. Yeah, the Lightning Axe seems like a random... Although we did see Neonates, which are certainly playable, but... I think we've seen enough. Oh yeah, now Gnarlwood comes back, which I like. Lupine Prototype's a little better than it looks because it has the wolf creature type, but we don't care about that creature type, so... It is good with Rabid Bite, Yeah, I like Green-Black Delirium. So far in this format, I haven't done well so far. This is only my 3rd draft. So we'll see if I do better. I haven't really done a Delirium deck. I don't think any of these are super good. I mean, we could end up in a world where Ruthless Disposal's okay. Has the highest ceiling, certainly. But you got to end up with Sacrifice Fodder and such. It can get you Delirium all on its own in a roundabout sort of way, because you sack a creature, discard a card, and play the Disposal. So far, we don't have, like, any amazing ways to get Delirium, but we do have a bunch of random... like, Dead Weight is, like, a secret Delirium thing, because it goes in the graveyard and it's an enchantment. Biggest bomb in the set. I'm trying to think. I did sort of do a set review for my patrons where I gave grades to everything. So check that out if you want to see the answer. I'm trying to think what I gave. I gave A+ to a couple of things, but off the top of my head, it's not really coming to me. Oh yeah, Archangel Avacyn is probably the right answer. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that. There are a couple pretty insane ones in the bonus sheet too, though. Yeah, Field Creeper gets you halfway to Delirium on its own. Okay, so Thalia's pretty good. What else do we have, though? We do have another Skinner. Thalia's definitely better than the Skinner, but we're pretty evenly divided between black and green. Emrakul is a bomb, but I do think it requires enough work that it's not the biggest bomb. But you can definitely cast it for 7 in the format, which is more than enough. That's plenty cheap, because it's going to win you the game, so... yeah, so I think we take the Skinner here. Thalia is definitely better. That's really pretty much it in this pack that's actually better, though. So I think I'm going to take the Skinner here. Fevered Visions. Mockery of Nature's not bad. We'd have another Rabid Bite, but it's not like we're desperate for those. Intrepid Provisioner. How are we doing on humans? Not amazing, but not horribly, so it might be worth playing. This can help us get Delirium, and it is passable, but there are better ways to do it. I don't think the Mockery has enough targets for me to love it. I think we're basically looking at Ghoul Caller's Apprentice or Intrepid Provisioner. I do like Apothecary Geist. It's way better than it looks. So... I'm thinking... Am I just supposed to get Rabid Bite number 3? I think we're going to grab a 2-drop here. Thank you for the resub, Eon Volterra. Hey, we did get our signpost. It's unfortunate that the black-green signpost is, like, the worst signpost in the set, but it's not bad. It's just, bad for a signpost. It's probably a little better than Obsessive Skinner, for example. Not by like a crazy amount, though. Incendiary Flow is obviously really good. But yeah, we'll just take Morn Willow. Ooh, here we go. I love this card last time. This helps you get Delirium and adds to the board. Gives you all kinds of sweet value. That's one of the best things about this format for me, is that there's all these sweet value engines, and this mills us every turn, makes a 1/1 most turns, gets us Delirium, makes all our cards better, and so forth. So here's a Crow of Dark Tidings, which we do kind of want now. I don't hate Call the Bloodline, but I like it more if I'm Madnessing, and we're not doing a lot of it, so I think we probably just take a Crow. They upshifted the, man, my brain for card names today is not good. The green enchantment that costs 1, and you can pay 1 generic and a green. Look at the top 4. Put 1 into your hand, and the rest in your graveyard. Whatever that's called. It used to be a common, and they upshifted it to uncommon. But it did make Delirium decks really, really good, because you could get Delirium on turn 2 like most of the time. Yeah, Vessel of Nascency, is that it? Somebody said Vessel. I think I remembered the rest of it. Okay, I think we want Deathcap Cultivator. Ramps our mana. It's a good 2-drop. It even has Delirium. This is another card that got downshifted from Rare, incidentally. We got a couple Rabid Bites already. I don't hate Wolfkin Bond, and I don't hate Geese's Bidding, but 2-mana creature that taps for mana is... That also gains Death Touch late, which is also good with Rabid Bite. I'm down with it. It is funny that this draft started with a pick I didn't really want, but, you know... Pack 1, pick 1 dead weight isn't terrible. I mean, it's even passable, but our pack, I think, had better options. Okay, so we're not that good at sacrificing, so I don't love Bloodbriar. Skeleton's okay. Again, better if you're sacrificing. I may just take the Foul Bloods. You know, it becomes a 4/3. 4/3 with Menace when we get Delirium. Terrarion is something that could help us get there, so... The craziest downshift I sort of feel like is Stromkirk Occultist. Just because if that card goes unanswered, it just like wins games, and it used to be rare. I do want more ways to get Delirium, so like more Crows wouldn't hurt. Yeah. There's another Crow. I think we'd probably take it over the Captive. The Hunt really only works in red-green. The Captive is okay, but given the number of cards we have that say Delirium right now, I think we probably want the Crow. We will grab Woodland Stream here on the off chance, you know, we open a blue bomb or something. Yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. You know, the Sensation is pretty nice. One of my favorite cards from this set. So happy to get it in this revisit. I need to draft a blue-green deck at some point to be truly happy, but... Okay, so I think we'd probably grab Grapple over Terrarion. Yeah. Helps us get Delirium. Also helps us get back things we might have milled with other stuff that we didn't really want to mill, so... Okay, we'll grab another useful land that could help us splash something. They did upshift a few cards, which I thought was interesting. Like I said, the Vessel to make Delirium decks worse, basically. But, you know, another crazy downshift is Obsessive Skinner, I think. All right, another Crow. Sure. We kind of want an Epitaph Golem at this point. They're not hard to get if they're around. Thank you for the follow, Neolife. The Epitaph Golem lets you put cards back into your deck from your graveyard, and our deck is good enough at milling ourselves that we kind of want that as an insurance policy. And it's also a weird... Do I want Call the Bloodline more than Neglected Heirloom? I don't think so. It's also an artifact, which interests me, and it's actually a passable equipment. Another Grapple. Once you mill yourself out completely, you can actually use Epitaph Golem to draw what you want to draw every turn, which is kind of hilarious. And it does happen, or at least, you know, I should say it did happen in the previous format that this is based on. So, Wildfield Scarecrow is really nice. I could splash Lightning Axe once I add it to the mix, probably. And it puts itself in the graveyard, gets us halfway to Delirium. So I do like it. And Bloodbriar and Geese's Bidding, I mean, these are okay, but I think the Scarecrow is what we want. Allows us to not play Field Creeper, I think. So we got a Hinterland Logger here. Yeah, that's really the only pick for us. Don't like Alms of the Vein. Midnight Hunt's good in red-green, and I don't like Swift Spinner. True Face Sensor's good. And we do have 6 humans, but I think we probably take a good 2-drop over it. It's also our 7th human. Okay, got some good stuff here. Another Scarecrow. I don't think we grab that. Haunted Dead is really good. It's a 4-mana 2/2 that makes a 1/1, and then it can come back from the graveyard. So if we mill it, we can get it back. And also helps us get Delirium because we discard cards. So that's probably where we go here. Yeah. Haunted Dead it is. Macabre Waltz is nice. It's another card that helps us get around if we accidentally mill something. We do have another Skinner, though, and I think we're good enough at getting Delirium that I might just want a 3rd Skinner because they're going to run away with games. There is an Epitaph Golem here. I did say I want one, but I don't really want to spend this pick on an Epitaph Golem if I can help it. I think I'd rather take a Skinner. Yeah. It's our 3rd, and here's our 4th, but I think they're going to be really, really good in this deck, so I'm all about having 4 Obsessive Skinners. Speaking of a card that used to be an uncommon, downshifting it to common makes it a much more key card in a lot of ways. All right, Olivia's Dragoon may or may not make the cut, but it's fine. I think we have 1 card with Madness, so, we don't have anywhere near enough wolves or werewolves, yeah. Didn't think so. Yeah, I think the deck looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. One of the ones we drafted the other day was, I think, really good, but we did surprisingly poorly. This can get you back lands that you mill, but maybe I just want Traveler's Amulet. More fixing. I mean, I don't know. Am I desperate for more fixing just to play Lightning Axe? But what else am I going to take? The rest of this isn't good for us. So I'm going to take the Amulet. Passing all these Wretched Gryphs have been sad. Dusk Feaster's not bad. It's not really the Delirium payoff I'm hoping for, but it might make the cut. Certainly a fine pick for us that late. Will I get an Epitaph Golem? Yeah, there's a good chance it comes back, because unless you have, Crawling Sensation, you don't really want it, but I'm going to take the Cleaver here. I don't think we have enough humans to justify playing it, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, we'll take the Apparatus. Instants. The one thing, we do only have 2 instants, which is a little bit of a bummer in terms of card types. I mean, that's not terrible, but it's also not amazing. And I don't really want to play this instant. It's okay. Maybe I do. There is another Grapple, but at this point, maybe I do just want to grab an instant more than a decent Delirium payoff. Because you do need a pretty nice mix. Yeah, I don't really think we have what you want to have to play Ruthless Disposal. If we'd taken some skeletons, maybe I'd think about it. We probably won't get the Golem. I don't think it's essential, but I do generally oh, we do get the Golem. Nice. It's a little bit sad there's a Macabre Waltz here, because that is a card I like, but I think our deck actually wants a Golem. We're so good at milling ourselves that it can be a problem, and Epitaph Golem turns that problem into mostly upside. So That's a late Wretched Griff, man. Am I splashing Lightning Axe? Or am I just running the Crow, the Scarecrow for fun? I wish I had a dual land that produced red. I don't think any of them we picked up does, though. So I kind of don't think we do. I mean, just the Scarecrow and... I mean, Grapple can get things back, I guess, but I'm still not... I don't think we do it. I think we still run the Scarecrow, mostly for Delirium purposes, but, you know, searching up a couple lands is fine. We have one Madness card. We have other cards that are nice to discard, and of course discarding gets you to Delirium. But I kind of feel like we cut the Dragoon. Doesn't do much in our deck. I might also cut the Bidding. I mean, it's fine. How many sorceries do we have? We have 4. It's a good number. Because it gets a lot less good when you're not madnessing and you don't have zombie payoffs or good sack outlets. So yeah, I think we probably cut the Bidding. Probably don't play Malevolence in the end. Don't know that we run Heirloom. We have 2 artifacts. And the Heirloom's okay, but I think Hinterland Loggers are our only creature that can transform it. I guess, no, how does that work? I guess it would transform and then fall off if a Cursed Witch transformed. Yeah, we do have a lot of Skinners, but I think we want them. I could go down a Crow and like a Grapple because we have enough other ways of getting to Delirium, I think, but I think we do cut a Crow and an Heirloom in the end. It's okay, but I think our deck has enough stuff in it that we actually want that we don't do it. Foul Bloods is probably our most underwhelming of our Delirium payoffs. Like, it's so bad when you don't have Delirium. The other cards we have that have Delirium are good either way. So I think I probably cut it. Question whether we want Dusk Feaster. You know, the Hinterland Loggers don't do anything synergistic, but I feel like they're good enough 2-drops that I just want to keep it. Keep them in the deck. What do I cut? I mean... It's tough. It's tough. Dusk Feaster does give us a big flying finisher. So it's hard for me to want to cut it, but maybe that's where I'm supposed to go. Because, like, Skinner +1/+1 counter nonsense is probably going to carry a lot of games. I don't really want to go below 2 of each of these. Because that, you know, we have 5 really good Delirium enablers right now. And I think that's kind of what we got to have. So... yeah, so I'm leaning towards cutting the Feaster. And then we have to make one more cut. I mean, it could be Epitaph Golem. Maybe it's a little too cute to run it, but I do think it's fun. And that's enough of a reason. I could cut a Grapple, I guess. I don't really think I want to, though. I mean, the Accomplice is good out of the graveyard and everything, but I think the Loggers are enough better that I think I probably cut the Accomplice. This also means we can probably go all the way down to like 7 swamps because All of our early plays are green. I don't hate that. I mean, we need black mana, of course, but we don't really need it. You know, playing Deadweight early is nice and all, but if we don't play it early, it's not a disaster. If we can't play our 1s and 2 drops, it's kind of a disaster. So, all right. Second looks fun. It's given me memories of the olden days of Shadows over Innistrad Limited. I feel like this was the second block after I started my YouTube channel. The first, I started it during Khan's block. Would that be right? Am I missing one in between? There's lots of old draft videos of this format on the channel with horrible audio quality, and they're all on Magic Online, so it looks like I'm playing on a spreadsheet. But if you want, if you want some of the original content, it is on YouTube. Took me a while to realize I should get a real microphone. Mirage. I have actually drafted Mirage, but only in a flashback draft on Arena. So I was like 9 when it came out. Thank you for the resub, Luca. What year did Mirage come out? I want to say 98. So, all right. I do think we keep this hand. The Cultivator can let us play the Crow if it gets to stick around. And if it doesn't, well, we have other plays we can make. Hello, Captain Carl. Glad you made the stream. Explosive Apparatus. Well, we did get Crawling Sensation, which is going to be funny. I think we play the Cultivator. Yeah. I'd probably play Crawling Sensation this turn and just try to get things going. Well, there's one part of Delirium. So now I could play the Crow, which allows us to add to the board more immediately than the Crawling Sensation. I'd probably go Crow. Also makes our Rabid Bite better. Alright, so we just milled more creatures. That's a little annoying. I'll probably do a top 10 vintage someday. I'll probably do a top 10 every format someday. Okay. So, they have mana up for the Apparatus. So I don't really want to play the Skinner and try to put a counter on the Crow. I think I'll play Crawling Sensation now. The Tika's Dragon guy is here, so I don't know if you're joking or... It's interesting they have so many artifacts in a black-red deck. There's a land, so we get a 1/1. Are they trying to decide if they want to kill our Crow? I'm still pretty disappointed they didn't put a new game board on here. I mean, I get that this is an Innistrad set game board, but come on. This is such a sweet engine. The only other card in the deck in this format that I like half the draft you know, to feel satisfied is ongoing investigation, which is the blue-green signpost. Okay. So again, I don't really want to play the Skinner when they have explosive apparatus up. There we go. So are we going to hit Delirium here? If we do, we're going to get a bunch of counters. So Enchantment, not quite. But I am okay with playing the Obsessive Skinner now. I have to play Rabid Bite on something to get Delirium. I could, I guess. Actually, I can't, because I can only target creatures I don't control. Yeah, we have no instant and no sorcery in the graveyard. Still don't, but we do get an insect. Okay, we could deadweight our own thing, but that seems a little bit crazy. There's enough flash and, like, madness in this set that I'm kind of trying to decide if I even want to attack with my Skinner. I probably do. Good chance it dies, or decent chance anyway, but... Yeah, I wish we got Emrakul. Or Ishkana. Either of those would have been cool. Nice. Okay. The only reason we don't have Delirium is because we don't have anything to kill. There we go. Nice. Okay. So... Interesting. So if I wait until their turn and discard a land and, like, Rabid Bite, I'll also get a 1/1. That's pretty cool, I think. Alright, so... I think I'm going to put Deadweight on the token. Yeah. Now... Oh, no, we already had Deadweight in our graveyard. I screwed that up. Well... Okay, so we're not going to get Haunted Dead yet this turn. Now we have Delirium. It has finally been obtained. Let's go with a count. Yeah, a token. Double Corpse Trawlers, huh? Yeah, I think we still mill. Nice. It's probably better to play another Skinner than it is to do the Haunted Dead thing, I would think. So let's play our new Obsessive Skinner. Put a counter on another one of these. Send them both in. End our turn. Put a counter here. Put a counter here. They have a lot of mana, which scares me. Yeah, that is pretty scary. Do we want to mill 2 cards? We kind of need to draw removal, and we don't have good ways to get it back. So I'm not sure. Probably do. That's usually the right answer. Oh, hey, it drew us another Skinner. Which does mean, yet again, we won't be playing our Haunted Dead, but, you know. Pretty insane to have all the Skinners. And Delirium. Yeah, Return from the Tides is a cool win con. You know, the Innistrad sets basically always have cool build-arounds. It's like one of their defining features, it feels like. Insect army versus zombie army, I guess. That's what we're looking at. Yeah, we're gonna mill. Well, there's certain death, which sucks a little bit. Okay. So, they do have enough mana now to give Death Touch to zombies, which is kind of a bummer. But I think we still attack with both 4s. I'm probably going to stop milling myself now. So, I think in response to this trigger on their turn, we're going to do this and start putting counters on a flyer. That is the game plan. It's going to be pretty sweet. So, end our turn. Oh, it didn't let me. That's less sweet. I probably needed to put some sort of hold. Still going to get a flyer, so I'm not too upset about it, but... But yeah, we'll probably stop milling now. Epitaph Golem is still in our deck somewhere. So they can transform this. Yeah, that's not great news for us. They can transform this and make us sack 3 creatures. Yeah. So, the good news is, I can do this, which makes us another couple of tokens. So, what do we want to sacrifice, is the question. This 1/1, this 2/2, and maybe the Haunted Dead, huh? Yeah. Yeah, that's right, I think. Decline. Oh, man. We drew all 4 of our Skinners. So let's make one of them 5. So what happens if I swing out here? I mean, I'm definitely attacking with that, but if I swing out... Yeah, it's not worth swinging out yet. I think it will be next turn. Yeah, they can block it with the Maw. Man, I love Obsessive Skinner at common. That was like the days of this original format. Felt so good. I mean, I don't think I ever had 4 Obsessive Skinners, but doing crawling sensation nonsense is something I did a lot of. Yeah, it was uncommon before. Alright, pretty good. Pretty good. So, Deadweight plus Scarecrow, like these both usually put themselves in the graveyard. That's enough for us to get 3/4 of the way to Delirium, so... I probably play the Skinner out. I mean, if they kill it, that's okay. It's probably worth playing a 2-drop. I mean, I could just Deadweight Tattered Haunter instead. Which isn't a terrible plan. But it's not a great one either. I think we just play... Yeah, Fiery Temper was originally a common. It got upshifted. But interestingly, they downshifted Incendiary Flow, which is, like, also really good. So it's sort of an interesting... So they might have counter magic here, but I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to play Morn Willow and attack. Yeah. Feels a little more like we're an aggro deck this time. Rattle Chains. Yeah, I'll be killing that. I'm glad I didn't try to play Dead Weight. That would have been bad. So yeah, this gives all their spirits flash, which is less than ideal. Ooh. That's not awesome either. Okay. That does not feel good. So it's a Dead Weight Rattle Chains. I need to find removal for this massive Tattered Haunter. I think that means we want to play our Scarecrow. We have 4 rats at the moment. They're good. 4 rats, 2 dwarf hamsters, and 1 Syrian hamster. Man, the obsessive skinners love me, huh? What do I have in my graveyard that I would like to grapple? Nothing, really. Yeah. I mean, we're dead in 2 turns is the thing. So doing obsessive skinner things isn't going to get us there. So... Well, I think what I need to do the most is probably sack the Scarecrow, which will get us closer to Delirium, but also thin out our deck and increase our chances of drawing a removal spell that can deal with the Haunter. I mean, we are going to attack here, obviously, but Tattered Haunter will kill us if we're not careful here, so... This card is so good. Like, I mean, I have mixed feelings about it because it's so swingy, but I kind of think that's how the design should be. Ooh. Okay, so we're just dead in the air. Archangel Avacyn. That's funny. I do actually watch Friendly Rat Forecast content. Me and my wife do. How'd you know I follow her content, though? I mean, is it public knowledge? I mean, I guess it could be assumed. You know, even if we don't do that well the rest of this draft, going off with 4 obsessive skinners in game 1, you know, that was fun enough. Subs are public. At some point, I am going to do a Kerumonics deck tech and have one of my rats make an appearance, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. Galvanic Bombardment to the face. Saw that coming. Well, I guess we're going to be grappling at the end of their turn. Nice. Not quite halfway to Delirium. I think we'd probably get our Skinner back. We could use a 4th land, I guess. I mean, a 4th land is pretty nice right now, isn't it? Because I could play Haunted Dead, yeah. We'll go 4th land. Oh, that did give us Delirium. I'm dumb, because the grapple wasn't in the graveyard yet. Okay, that is something we really, really, really want to kill. I think we attack with both things here. Yeah, so we'll use Dead Weight to finish the job. Too many tricks can just, like, lead to Mercurial Geist doing lethal out of nowhere, and I would like to avoid that if I can. Oh, good. Something that's even more of a problem. We're going to kill this in a really janky way, but it will die. We're going to go Dead Weight, Rapid Bite. We're pretty much out of gas now, though, and they have a handful of cards. We did just kill probably two of the best cards in their deck, at least. Epitaph Golem is pretty bad in this particular situation. We're up to 6 card types, for what that's worth. Alright. So if my Skinner gets to do its thing, that would be good. We killed both of those cards in pretty janky ways. Like, we gave up a Spirit plus Dead Weight to kill one, and we used 2 removal spells on the other. But the Docent is unbeatable if we're not careful, so. Nice. Are you really just going to go to the upkeep? You have to have a removal spell in your hand, right? Maybe not. It's like most things that can kill Obsessive Skinner at 1 toughness can kill it at 2 toughness. So I think we just keep piling onto Haunted Dead. Yeah, Historic Brawl is pretty cool. I mean, I don't play it that much, but I do like it. Okay. That's not all bad. I mean, we do lose the counters, but we get to play it again and get the flyer back. So do I want to play this land or hold on to it just in case I need to get Haunted Dead back? I think we probably hold on to it. So now we'll play Epitaph Golem. That card's sweet. Yeah, they got some good cards to get. Okay. Do I want to put anything on the bottom of my library? I mean, the problem with doing it is that I have like other grapples that can get things back from the graveyard, so I don't really think we want to yet. Okay. Well, let's attack with Epitaph Golem and see if we can finish this thing off with Rabid Bite. Alright, so let's give it a try. I think having my Haunted Dead do it is probably slightly better. Yeah, I mean, they would have been able to kill either of them, so... I mean, I guess I still have a Skinner in the graveyard if I decide I want a Skinner back, so I may as well put one back. Is that true of anything else? Yeah, I mean, like, putting Rabid Bite back isn't a terrible idea. I mean, we still have Delirium, so... So, playing Haunted Dead is almost assuredly just better than playing Crow of Dark Tidings at this point, so... We... Do I want to attack? I kind of think so. I mean, I'll have to do some work to kill my Epitaph Golem. Yeah, so getting in for 3 is okay. We'll pass, leave up Haunted Dead. Yeah, it's not looking great, it's true. This is sort of what happened in our first draft. We had like our first game where we went off, and then the next few didn't go so well. Alright, so we're going to do Haunted Dead. I'd probably just take 5, actually. I guess if they have the double strike trick, this might be bad. Might be really bad. You can win out of nowhere with the double strike trick, and of course they have it. I mean, you know. Yeah, so we're dead. We are dead. I hate it when I'm like, we're dead if they have this one uncommon, and then they have it. It's like, yay. I think you've been saying that for a while, Trey Sandor. I think maybe it's not just luck if it keeps happening to you like that. might be a deck issue. I mean, you know, I should have probably just played assuming they had it, because there's a decent chance they do. Like, that deck is insane with it, so... Okay, we do get Crawling Sensation in our opening hand. I like that. That was something that helped us in our first game. Do I want to play Sensation next turn? I think I actually play Hinterland Logger now because we'd like to hold on to the Skinner until we have Delirium if we can help it. And we have the luxury of doing that now. I think the Tika's Dragon thing's funny. I do like this format. It's one, you know, the original format was one of my favorites. I haven't had much success so far, but, you know, I'm kind of just doing the wacky things I wanted to do. Like, we built a blue-red deck the other day that was fun, but didn't do that well. And today, you let my Hinterland Logger transform? Now it's scary. All right, so let's attack. I think I did draft Emrakul at least once in the original run, yeah. I guess they can maybe kill it anyway. No? Okay. I think adding to the board is probably, like, immediately is probably better than trying to get Delirium right now. Which means I think I'd rather play Crow of Dark Tidings. Nice. Another Rattle Chains, huh? Luckily not nearly as scary right now. I mean, it wasn't that scary last time, I guess. Good old Thraben Inspector. Okay, so we're going to attack with both our creatures. Could have played the Skinner and, like, put a counter on the Shredder, I guess, but... Wow, they're just letting us beat down, which is a little scary. To me, it means they might have something pretty frightening. Interesting. So, I could get Haunted Dead back. Which seems pretty good. But I could also just play Accursed Witch. Who's quite good here. Just lets us keep doing damage. Yeah, I think we just play the Witch. We're not trying to do anything too fancy here. This time. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have a dead weight right away for this Rattle Chains, which kind of stunk. So there's a lot of spirits they could have here that they can play at instant speed. I don't love that. That said... I think we play our Skinner here. I feel like most of them would die to a 3-2 Crow. This is where, like, not knowing the format card for card at this point, like, every card is a little bit of a bummer, but 4 mana spirits, most of them feels like they would die to Crow of Dark Tidings if it's a 3-2. And if what they decide to do here is kill my Crow, I might hit Delirium. So, you know, I could live with it, is my point. They could have Essence Flux, I guess. That would be interesting. Probably play, yeah, Apothecary, guys. They gain life, but it does die to Crow. So that's good. I go to 9. We are 3/4 of the way to Delirium. We need an artifact or an instant to get in there. Or an enchantment. Interesting. So Sensation's good and all, but this might be a situation where it's better to just get Delirium. So I start getting the counter going. And Haunted Dead, yeah, I think we want to do it. We're going to do it now so that the trigger happens. And I think we'll put a counter on our flyer. One of your cards is an island. Good to know. Fogwalker. Yeah, Essence Flux does have the potential to be, like, really annoying here. Alright, so let's attack. With these two. Right, so I do think we want to try to kill Fogwalker here. And then we will end our turn. Put a counter on Haunted Dead. We're holding on to this land because, you know, we don't really need to, I mean, we want to be able to get Haunted Dead back, basically, is the reason. Alright, so I think we kill Fogwalker again. Drops them to 6, and we curse them. Hold on to these in case they kill our Haunted Dead. Do I put a counter on my Skinner now? Yeah, I think I do. Spread the love a little bit so that if they kill something... Seems like they're flooding pretty hard. So they could have the 3/3 flash. And I feel like that's enough of a reason. You know, we need to hold on to our Skinner if we can. I think that's enough of a reason to just attack with the Haunted Dead. We will play this land. Drop them to 4. I guess maybe giving one of them 4 power would be better because... Alright, we won more than one game. It is funny, we discarded our enchantment there just to get Delirium faster. Yep, that's a mulligan. This is not much better. Oh boy. Not loving this. Think we have to send it back though. Okay. Okay. This isn't bad for a 5-card hand. It's not a good place to start, but it's not bad. Let's see if our opponent doesn't have a spell. That'd be cool. They do, though. They do have a spell. So, I do think we attack here. Then we'll play our Crow. Man. Finally milled some Skinners instead of them showing up in our hand. Yeah, that's... Okay, good. Good, good. More Delirium. Also. We're pretty much out of gas thanks to our mulligan to 5. Okay. This is pretty spicy. People always underrate this card. Like, when I did my bad Mythic video, people are always like, why wasn't it in it? And it's because, believe it or not, it top-8'd Pro Tours and Grand Prix because it's actually a pretty good aggro card. You know, the whole point is, you know, kill your opponent before the double damage matters. But obviously right now, it's not great for us. We can, and I think what we do is we put a counter on Gnarlwood Dryad here. and attack them. Because I either have to take 4 or lose the Castigator. So, yeah. Uh-oh. I was going to say, if they kill our Dryad, then things might get a little sketchy. Like, this is definitely a card when you first read it, you're like, wow, that's horrible. But the upside of a 4-mana, 4/9 flying haste is pretty big. I mean, it wasn't standard, mind you, where the removal just couldn't really keep up. So, I have not ever been to Japan. Yeah, I guess I'm going to play the land. Pass the turn. So I definitely block the Occultist with the Scarecrow, and we see what happens. I think it's probably better to kill the Occultist. Oh, no, it's Destroy. So never mind. I was thinking I did 1, and then it took 3, but yeah. So we're going to take 3 trample damage here, and their Occultist is going to sort of draw them a card. We do get 2 of our lands out of our deck. And then we draw another one. I don't know how many times that has happened, like when I've played with the Scarecrow in this format, where I've like searched up 2 lands and then drawn 2, but the confirmation bias feels like it's every time. I probably try to block Occultist here with Crow, because maybe it gets me to Delirium. We do mill 2 lands. Did I really not have a land in my graveyard and I've drawn that many lands? Wow. That is frustrating. But luckily we just milled 2. Oh. They have Ulrich of the Crowlin Horde. Wow. Oh, they didn't have green mana. That explains it. Okay. Well, we're going to pass. Put a counter on our Skinner. Uh-oh. That means it might have, like, an actual blocker? No. So we could kill the Castigator using Deadweight plus Rabid Bite, potentially. Actually, wouldn't quite do enough yet. Will next turn. All right, let's give it a try. Oh, it still won't actually do enough. Silly me. I can attack, though. And I might as well, unless they have a trick or something. Yeah, okay, probably not worth it. Probably not worth it. Seems like they're flooding out. Oh, they played Ulrich. So, this is gonna hurt. Yeah. However, uh-oh, okay. Well, it's hilarious that we started with a 5-card hand, put back 2 lands, and ended up where we did in this game. In terms of lands, I mean. I think we're dead no matter what we do. Oh, they have 2 of them. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. So, if I Rabid Bite... I guess if I Rabid Bite Fiendbinder... I'm not dead. Because I can block Ulrich. But... obviously, we're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, so we have to kill the Fiendbinder. Might still be dead, but we should be able to block Ulrich at least. So maybe we only go to 3. Yeah, now it's GG. Man, this format so far has not been kind to me when it comes to, like, drawing cards. Well, it's actually not completely GG. This doesn't have trample. And we can block and kill it and go to 1. I don't know that there's much we can draw. Okay. Of course they play some creature that has haste. Yeah, I mean, this... we won 2 games. I think this deck was definitely capable of doing better than that, though. I mean, the 4 Skinners especially were insane. We drew really poorly. I mean, we mulled to 5 in that game. It's hard to overcome.